Alright, what's going on, guys? I'm going to be showing you guys a new Mortar deck. Now, this one's pretty popular in the meta right now, and honestly, this is a great deck to use if you're trying to learn how to play Mortar. And the reason for that is because you don't have to rely on your Mortar. You have evil recruits, and what that does is, a lot of Mortar decks, you have to kind of rely on, the Mortar to get your main damage, or at least it's kind of a big part of it. Whereas with this one, you can use the evil recruits to get a ton of damage, so it's a little bit more forgiving. You can kind of learn how to play Mortar with this one without also having to take a ton of losses, because you're just getting used to, Mortar placement and all that. So that's something, like, if you're looking into getting into Mortar or any of those things, or you're having trouble with Mortar and Ladder, I would honestly recommend this deck. He's going to go for a Goblin Giant. I'm just going to play defensive Mortar right here, and then I'm going to play my little Prince right here. Let's play the Goblins up high on the Firecracker. Hopefully one of them gets a hit. I'm going to use my little Prince ability as well, just in case for that Prince. Now, one tip I would give you guys with this deck is try to play your Royal Recruits as early as possible so you can get as many cycles of the Evil Recruits as you can. Now, another really amazing thing about this deck is you have the Knight, or not the Knight, sorry, the Miner, to kind of build up lots of your pushes, if that makes sense. So, you can kind of use your minions and your skeleton drags and all of those things to make a really good push. This guy's going to get one dash here, but I'm not too worried about that. Now, I'll probably go for a King Tower activation, not on this Firecracker, but probably the next one. Just get that King Tower to start firing. Now, here's kind of the main push that you would do with this deck. So I have my Evil Recruits now, so I'm going to start them in the back. And then I'm going to play a Mortar with them. He's probably going to go for a Goblin Giant pretty soon here, so that's one thing to keep an eye on. But I'm going to go for my Mortar now. And I have the Evil Recruits going opposite lane, and you can kind of choose based on how you play it. This guy just plays a Poison. I need to show you guys, never do that against Evolved Recruits. That's such a bad idea, because you just give them their dash right away. Let's go for the Miner here to be really annoying. And that's honestly, I think he's going to have a bit of a hard time to defend this, and that's why this deck is so great to learn Mortar with. You can just kind of really compound things, and you don't have to rely purely on your Mortar to get all of the damage. That tower is going to be done. We can just use arrows to finish it off. I'll use my little Prince ability right now, but that's going to be game. But yeah, so it's a great deck to learn how to play Mortar with. I definitely would recommend it if you guys are trying to learn how to play Mortar. You'll get a lot of success with it, and you guys are all legends, obviously, so I see no reason why you guys won't be able to get tons of wins with it. So yeah, that's a pretty awesome deck, pretty solid. Alright guys, we're going to do match number 2 here. Now, like always, I would always recommend starting your Royal Recruits in the very back as soon as you can. He's going to play a defensive Tombstone. I'm not looking for a ton of damage from these Royal Recruits when I play it like this. All I'm looking for is to get my Evil going. Now, I could Mortar in the same lane as the Royal Recruits. You never want to Mortar opposite lane against a Tombstone, because your Mortar is just going to be stuck in Purgatory, constantly shooting these skeletons as they walk around. So I'm going to start my little Prince in the back here. I'm not trying to overcommit like crazy off the start. He had to play a lot of defensive cards. I have a ton of Elixir. We're sitting pretty good. He's going to go for a Log. I'm just going to play Goblins here. He'll go use his little Prince ability, but I'm not super worried about that. I probably will play defensive Miner. I just don't want to take a ton of damage off the start. Let's go for a Mortar here. Now, if you're learning how to play Mortar, one of the things I'd recommend is get really good at playing your Mortar when you have counter troops going, okay? So, like, a really good example of that would be defending with the Little Prince and then using your Mortar. Once your Little Prince is getting kind of close to the bridge, you want the Mortar to still be in front of the Little Prince. But that's kind of the go-to push. That's what I'm looking for when I'm playing Mortar, is I like to defend first using the Little Prince or Goblins or Minions, and then I go for a Mortar as they're getting towards the bridge, and that's a great way to really punish someone. I'm going to play my Royal Recruits in the back here. Now, I'm putting 4 on the left side, and the reason why I'm doing that is because he has his Little Prince going. Now, this guy's going to Poison, but we learned from last game that's a really bad idea. He's going to Log, though, so I guess like it's a little bit different, but he's going to have a bit of trouble defending that push. We will get some really great damage. I'm just going to play my Goblins here. I'm not going to play anything for that Baby Dragon. I don't think it's going to get anything too crazy. That's another really important thing that you should know when you're playing Mortar, is kind of really memorize interactions so that you're not over defending anything that doesn't need to be defended, because you do need quite a bit of Elixir to kind of start to bridge spam and whatnot. He's going to go for a Tombstone. I'm just going to play a Little Prince here. And then I'm probably just going to cycle my Recruits in the back. I'm just going to split them really easily. They will take a bit of poison damage on the right side, but that's okay. I'm going to go for the Mortar now. I know I said obviously don't go opposite lane with the when you have a Mortar against a Tombstone, and that's a great example why. My Mortar is just going to be stuck on it. But the reason why I did that was because I had 4 Recruits going in that one lane, and I wanted to kind of draw out his counters. So, call me Call me a hypocrite if you guys want. It's okay. I get it, but obviously every situation is different. Now, let's play our royal recruits in the back. Because he has poison, I'm going to kind of split them. So he has to pick one side. I'm going to play my little prince right here. Hopefully it's out of range of that poison. I believe it is. If he uses his ability, it would be kind of a waste. Let's go for the mortar again here. The ice wizard is locked onto our mortar, so I'm going to go for minions and I'm going to go for my miner. Okay, we're going to get some decent damage here. Our mortar should be on the tombstone, I think. I don't know why it's shooting. I guess our mortar doesn't believe in shooting. I'm going to split my skeleton dragons in the back here. He's going to go for a tombstone really aggressively, so I'm going to play my recruits kind of aggressive. Then I'm going to mortar again in this lane. And we have a pretty good push going now. It's nice to have the recruits in front of the mortar because they have to defend both the recruits and also try to kite the mortar at the same time. It becomes really difficult. Our little prince is now going to go sickle mode. I'm going to use arrows to even just help clean this stuff up. But our little prince should clear all of it up. And then we're to our evil recruits. We get one shot with our little prince, which is amazing. So we're just going to do the exact same thing here. And now another nice thing is they're going to kind of have to deal with both lanes because obviously these evil recruits do so much damage. So like you can really kind of mix up your pressure here if you want to. I'm going to go for the minor minions. That was bad timing with the dragon, but I'm going to play my little prince right here. And now my evil recruits should kind of be annoying on the right side. I'm even going to play skeleton dragons here just to annoy him. This guy does have poison, so you know he is able to kind of out poison cycle me when it comes down to it. So I do need to be aware of that. I'm going to start going for minor chip damage though. If you're in a really close match, that's kind of the go-to. He played a really bad graveyard there. He definitely made a mistake. I'm going to go for a mortar now because we have all of this going. Let's play our skeleton dragons to help out. I'm going to use my arrows again just to keep chipping down that tower. Let's play our little prince in the back here. Going to go for a miner on the tower. And let's just wait and see now. The little prince is going to lock onto it. He's going to go for a baby dragon there. Really well played by him. Let's play our skeleton dragons right here. I might have to use a defensive arrows. We'll see. Actually, I think we'll be okay. Let's go for the miner again. I'm going to also predict with the arrows, so we should get some decent damage there. We do lock onto the ice wizard, but I don't think he's going to make that damage up in time. Let's just play a mortar up here to kind of distract. We're going to have to play a miner for this graveyards to tank, and that's going to be game. Good game, really close game off for this one. Oh my goodness, I wasn't even paying attention. He almost got some more tower damage. But yeah, good game. Let's give him a good luck. Alright, we're up against Az. So we're going to play our mortar here. He plays a furnace in the back. I'm going to play my mortar on the furnace. The only reason why I'm doing that is because I actually freaking hate furnace. It is such an annoying card. Our miner's going to do a really good job of getting some good damage on it, so I'm happy about that. We're going to have to probably just play our little prince here to kind of tank those fire spirits. That's okay that he played the skeleton barrel. I'm actually going to use my arrows now. And then I'll just play my goblins right here. I didn't need to do it like that, but you know, it's a good way to just kind of keep things simple at the start. You know, no big deal. Let's do this. We kind of have a bad cycle in hand. That's one thing about this deck. You do have to kind of sometimes use your miner in a defensive way, or your recruits. You have to time them well. So just pay attention to that as you're playing. Okay, we're just going to slow it down here. The miner's going to get 1 or 2 hits on that. Oh my goodness, 3 hits. That miner is a freaking champion. So let's just wait. Now, I'm going to go for my evil recruits here, or not my evil, but just my regular recruits because I want that evil. Furnace is kind of an annoying card when you're playing with recruits. It's kind of weird to go up against that sometimes. I'm just going to wait, and then I'm going to play my mortar like this. This is your go-to push always. I shouldn't say always, but most of the time, you just have your recruits right in front, and then it's no different than playing like a knight in front of your mortar. The only difference is it's going both sides, so you know, that's a really good way to push and use your mortar if you're trying to do it. We're going to get a shot off, which is amazing, and we're going to get really good damage on the left side as well, and that's exactly what I mean when I say that this deck, you know, it works. Like, it's a great deck to learn how to play mortar with for this reason, because you can really use so many different types of pushes to get your damage, and so you don't have to rely on being good playing mortar off the start. Now we're going to have a nice counter push here with our skeleton dragon. He's going to get 1 shot. Can we get 1 more, 2 more maybe on that furnace? That'd be amazing, because furnace is actually like the spawner of the devil. It's so I hate furnace so much. Oh my goodness, I don't know how long you guys have been playing, but if anybody remembers when furnace was broken, that was like the darkest time on Clash Royale for me. We have our evil recruits. I'm going to go for the mortar now. Now this is the perfect timing. The evil recruits are a little bit behind. So they're going to walk in front of the mortar now, and they get their charge because he used that Earthquake, which was kind of badly played in my opinion. I'm really going to go in. I have the miner down. I have the skeleton dragons down, so I'm going to go for the minions. And I could cycle or back to my recruits. I think I am, only because I think I'm going to take that tower on the right side. So I might as well do that just to be safe and play a bit of defense. He's going to go for a royal giant. I'm just going to play a defensive mortar. Not the greatest placement, but really not a big deal. He's not going to get that damage in time. Just going to use my arrows now, and then I'll play my goblins, and that royal giant is going to get deleted off the face of the earth. Thank you so much for watching.